how's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Monsters. This is Season 2, Episode 17, and this one's entitled One Wolf's Family. It originally came out February 11th, 1990, was directed by Alex Zamm, and stars Anne Meara and Jerry Stiller, who were a real-life couple, and they play a real-life couple here, so that's pretty cool. Jerry Stiller, you probably know as George's dad from Seinfeld, but if you're fans from Tales from the Dark Side, he also played Luther Mandrake, so cool to see Jerry Stiller here. And speaking of which, we also have Amy Stiller, their real-life daughter, plays the daughter in this show as well, so that's cool. Rounding out the cast, we have Robert Clohessy and Karen Shallo. Also worth noting, the episode was written by Paul Dini. If you guys are fans of Batman the Animated Series, he did a ton of writing over there, so cool to see him, and you get to see his kind of sense of humor in this one. Overall, the episode's pretty fun, it's pretty lively. It's like a sitcom, but with a family of suburban werewolves, and it's got a good bit of dark and macabre and gory fun behind it. You know, the werewolves are there, they're eating dinner, and it's all these human body parts, and Jerry Stiller is eating a human foot, and the characters do have several jabs and zingers at each other. It's Jerry Stiller, so you know he's gonna be angry, and you know he's gonna explode at people, and there is a good sense of fun and life in this episode, and it's a fun little watch, although not everything 100% adds up. I mean, yeah, I like a good bit of gory, cheesy horror movie fun, but at the same time, these werewolves are killing people, and they're our protagonist. You know, I like Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger's a cool character, but I don't know if I'd want a Nightmare on Elm Street where we're just following Freddy and we don't have a protagonist character. That's a little weird. It's like these people are killing people, but the episode doesn't care or even really think that's a bad thing. And that kind of wrecks the metaphor, because this episode has a good bit of metaphor and a good bit of commentary going behind it. The werewolves are from the old country where they were persecuted. They were hunted and couldn't sleep peacefully at night, but America is welcoming. They come over here, everyone's free, they give you a second chance. But at the same time, the werewolves are still in the closet. They're not out as werewolves, they're doing their deeds secretly. And the next door neighbor, the nosy neighbor character, is quite xenophobic. So yeah, there's a second chance here, but it's not as perfect as maybe they portray it to be. It's a good and layered analysis that almost works if the werewolves weren't killing people. You see how that kind of defeats your whole argument? Isn't it great that they came over here, they get a second chance, but it's too bad there's all these xenophobic people? But they're killing people. Like, this whole episode really could have been fixed if you just threw in a few lines about how the werewolves were only trying to kill bad people. If you had done something like that, it could have fixed it. But when your argument is we need to treat these people nicer, and they're actively murdering people, that kind of ruins your argument. Really, one line could have fixed this episode. We only kill bad guys. But whatever. Like I said, if you can put that kind of out of your head, if you can just say, we're watching a sitcom with werewolves, lots of energy, lots of funny jokes, and just kind of enjoy the ride and not think too much like, wow, that fridge is full of dead people, and these are our protagonists. Whatever. Enjoy the ride, don't think too much about morals, and you can have a fun time with this episode. It's a Jerry Stiller episode, his trademark anger and the situation he's put in, and plus the depths here. There's lots of good stuff, but again, if only they had just thrown in a line to cover up the murder, but whatever. I guess in order to analyze this episode, let's talk a bit about the plot. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but I do want to break down and analyze a few things and say my piece on a few plot points. Again, I won't be ruining the ending or anything like that, but let's dive in a little deeper. We open up with a couple. The husband kind of surprises the wife and you think it's going to be like something scary, but then when they're flirting, they also bite and howl at each other, and they don't say it for a little bit. They do say it eventually, but they let the audience kind of figure out what's going on, especially when they open up the fridge and there's like a dead guy in there and several severed human heads. Well, Jerry Stiller is excited because his daughter's going to be getting married soon and he's going to finally meet the fiancé. But something tips him off. The wife says, "Hey, don't throw away those leftovers. They're perfect for our daughter's fiancé." "Why? Those are just scraps. Is there anything weird about him?" Well, it turns out they're a family of werewolves, and the daughter is dating a were-hyena, which is, a little bit of an out-of-the-blue concept, but I do like what they do with it. They say that the werewolves go out and kill people, and the hyenas are seen as like beggars. They want the scraps after the werewolves are done with it, and the werewolves think of them as a lower class. They're both being hunted by humans, but those are just some lazy scavengers. We don't like them. And why Jerry Stiller is angry, Anne Meara says, give him a chance, calm down, and she's not afraid to bite back, as it were. But of course we get a bit of a moment with the nosy neighbor, and classic comedy of them trying to hide what they're up to, and she drops a few things, and again, clear distrust for foreigners there. I will say, during this bit, there's a fun gag where Jerry Stiller's holding a nature magazine and making the wolf line up with his face. That was pretty cool. Plus a Lon Chaney Jr. picture behind him. A few good visual gags. Well, she gets pushed out of the house for now, but we ultimately know this character is designed to force a few moments to their crisis. She will be back later, but then we get the dinner scene and we get to see how a were-hyena acts. He's not transformed yet, but you get to see he moves a little faster, and you get to see he eats really fast, kind of like a scavenger might, and he keeps doing the hyena laugh thing, kind of as an impulsive reaction, and you get to see it wear on Jerry Stiller, and he is about to snap. And ultimately, we do get the emotions flying, we do get the tension, and we do get the confrontation, and we do get, sort of the themes about you want to be in America, you want to be accepted, but at the same time, you're not going to accept the were-hyenas. And we are going to be doing a bit of lesson learning here. It's a little obvious where we're going, but that being said, sitcom style humor, lively energetic cast, it is pretty cool. Again, it's an episode that you can have a bit of fun with if you can get past the whole murder thing. I really wish, again, one line would have saved this episode. We only kill bad people. Yeah, your argument and our ability to follow the protagonist is kind of ruined by that, but whatever, do your best to put it out of your head and just have fun with the Stillers, okay? Anyway, I think this episode is pretty good. Yeah, flawed, but it's got life behind it, and I can really appreciate that. It's definitely a highlight of the season, even if I do have a problem with it. I still think it's pretty cool, and I definitely recommend this. We're 17 out of 24, I believe, so we're getting into the final third of this season. Can't wait to see how we round things out. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Monsters playlist. If you want to see me talk about past episodes, you should be able to find them there. Anyway, have a good day. See you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist here. Have a good day now.